Hi, I'm Josh and welcome to Humans of Motley. This is episode number 10. Today I'm talking to Jade. Please enjoy it and don't forget to subscribe and click the notifications button. Jade, so nice to have you here.
Hey Joshy.
I thought I'd start off by just asking you a bit about your CrossFit journey, how that started.
Okay, so I've only been doing CrossFit for, I'll claim 9 months, but the end of August will be 9 months.
Oh wow.
So yeah,
Doesn't seem like it.
Well, I think I've just thrown myself into it and and really found I'm a person who likes to challenge myself with things, and I found some of the movements, I'm like, oh, this is really, really cool. And I just can I do it? And then I try it, and sometimes I get it right, sometimes I get it wrong. But yeah, I've loved it. I didn't think that I would enjoy it as much as I do.
Really?
Yeah.
And why is that? Just
I don't know, I've always been more of a team sports kind of person, and I've played sports my whole life, but more team sports, and CrossFit was something that it's individual, and but at the same time I find that the community makes it more of the team vibe. So I found a little bit of a team sports vibe in it, but an individual, and it's something that allows me to be able to push myself, and I'm competing against me, and I'm not letting anyone else down. If you're playing a team sport, you got a team relying on you.
Yeah.
But in CrossFit, it's I can zone in and be this is for me.
Yeah.
And I'm loving it. 9 months in, and yeah, I love it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And I see you mentioned that you played other sports. What?
So basically, I played hockey my whole life.
Okay.
I played in the provincial and SA setup.
Oh wow.
But I got injured at the end of varsity. And so it basically took my hockey career to an abrupt end.
Sure.
And I then moved overseas, and I gained a lot of weight within a year. I was overseas for a year.
Can I guess? Let me guess where that was.
I was in the States, and I left at probably as I am now, and I came home about 30 kilos heavier.
Oh wow.
I packed on a lot of weight in a year, and it was all foreign for me because I've been an athlete my whole life, and now all of a sudden you're overweight. And
that's so interesting.
Yeah, and so I needed to find something to kind of get back, and so I jumped into Ironman triathlons, and I started doing Ironman triathlons, and then unfortunately I got sick, and I wasn't able to do endurance sports anymore.
Okay.
And I wasn't able to do any form of exercise for 2 years.
Sure.
And then that 2-year period came to an end, and it was kind of okay, cool, now I want to try something new.
Yeah.
It wasn't hockey. I'm I don't want to go back into Ironman. What am I going to do? And I was well, let's try CrossFit. Okay. So I started CrossFit, and the rest is history.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so CrossFit's my comeback.
Yeah.
Per se. Yeah.
And where you said you're in the States, whereabouts were you?
I was a bit of a nomad. I started
cool?
off in DC. I was at a ski resort for a while, but I broke my arm really, really badly, my first weekend. And they were well, you can't fly, so here's a year visa. So I got a visa for a year. I ended up staying for the year, and I bounced around to 23 different states. Went down to South America, did the Inca Trail, went back up to the States, kind of hopped around and was okay, cool, my year's up.
Yeah.
Okay, let's bounce, let's go back home. So
that's
it was
so cool.
It was also very different because I'm very A-type. I have plans and gonna do this, gonna do that, gonna do that. But it was a year that kind of was just whatever happened, and wherever I was gonna go, and it was awesome. I got fat.
Yeah.
But luckily got my way, found my way back.
I think I'm very similar in the sense I also like to know exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
But it's nice to just mess up your plans every now and again.
Yeah, and just run with it, because you also then never know what's going to happen. And I think that year kind of prepared me for who I am now, and also within the CrossFit world is you don't know what workout you're going to get, so you kind of got to just run with it, and you don't know if it's going to be something you can do or can't do, so you've just got to, I think that sense of some of the stuff I learned that year of letting go a little bit and just actually like running with things that are not planned or scripted or whatever it is, and you actually surprise yourself and find that, you know, this is better than what I'd planned or whatever it might be. Yeah.
That's so interesting. And like, any movements that you can think of at the moment that you like struggling, like that are challenging you specifically?
There are quite a few. A toaster bar is not my jam.
Okay.
Like, there's just something about like my legs going up and I start swinging all over the place. So toaster bar is not my favorite. No one likes a snatch.
No.
So especially a squat snatch. It used to be double unders, and I used to be like that random penguin person, but
I'm still that. I'm that penguin person.
And then it's, I swear a lot when I do double unders. I'm not a sweary person, but give me some double unders and the F bombs. They start coming, but they're getting better. But definitely a toaster bar, definitely a squat snatch, and I'd really, 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 really like to be able to do bar muscle ups because they look cool. Yeah. But
I feel like everyone says that, like they just look cool. Yeah.
They look cool, and you can just hang out there for a while at the time and then go, like that would be cool. But who invented a toaster bar? No one knows.
It's not the most natural.
Why would you need to kick your feet and like basically show your butt to the world as you kick your leg? No.
Look at me.
No, like
basically just showing your ass to like everyone who can't do toaster bars. You just basically just showing them that you pretty much CrossFit. I think.
Yeah, no, it's.
And is there like anything in the last 2-3 months or month or so that you proud that you've done, like a movement or something?
I think that's also the cool thing about CrossFit is like you consistently I'm consistently surprising myself. I'm like
especially now, like you have a stage where it's like,
and then it's at that point where you can do all of the movements, like what you're supposed to do, but now it's about like not looking like a spaz when you do the movement. But I'm really like butterfly pull-ups. That's a win for me. Like I got those in like the last little bit.
Okay.
And like that, I was stoked about that, especially because the rhythm of the toaster bar doesn't work. So I don't know how. So the butterflies. And I think double unders, like getting those was like a win, although they're not.
What made like, so somebody like me, I still can't do double unders. Like what was the defining sort of?
Patience, I think. Like for me, it's always like whenever I can't do something, I tend to get frustrated, and when I get frustrated, I like get tense. And I think the thing with double unders is the one day I was just like actually just messing around and having fun was after a Saturday.
That's
and we were just like,
where it comes in.
And then all of a sudden it was like, oh, okay. And then I was like, okay, cool. So what was I doing? And actually, all I was doing was I just slowed it down versus trying to actually just go fast with the flick and the jumps. I just basically felt like I was in slow motion, like a slow jump up and down, and then finding a rhythm. And it was about, I think it was just like the fun of it. And like the same thing with butterflies. We were messing around on a Saturday after Team Vibes, and it was just like, oh, and then. Once I've done it once, then your body feels like what it's meant to feel like. It seems like it comes a little bit better or quicker. But one thing I'd really like to be able to get is a snatch, like it's the nemesis. But
like a full squat snatch.
Like a full squat snatch that looks nice.
That's the thing. Like normally it's just like you're doing it,
and
but you're not doing it.
And jumps and like so a full squat snatch that looks pretty would be great. But I think that's what I've learned in CrossFit, which I think is something that's why I feel it's also so applicable to life, is that it's all about challenging yourself, and if you never try, you never know if you're going to be able to do something. So, and it just requires like dedication, commitment, and like patience and persistence. And like if you just, same thing in life, if you just keep going, you're going to get it or you're not, and you just adjust to make sure you do or you don't. And that's what I've loved about it as well. It's like I've found like a connection of training and enjoying it and sweating and all that type of stuff, but also how it's taught me these little lessons about myself. That's like, you can be a bit more patient. You don't have to be so anal about something. You can like,
100%.
So it's been super cool.
And like you talk about like life, but like what's life for you like outside of CrossFit?
Outside of CrossFit?
Yeah.
Okay, so I work with kids.
Okay.
So I'm a psychologist and I work for a non-profit
wow.
in town, and I run a youth leadership and mentorship program for kids from very disadvantaged backgrounds.
Okay.
And so life outside of CrossFit, I always say like I have a whole bunch of kids running around.
Yeah.
Just because.
And that's like next level patients.
Yeah, and they're
no
all
matter
teenagers, you know, and
wow.
they're all like 13 to 19, so full of nonsense most of the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so life outside of CrossFit is work, and I absolutely love what I do. I always feel like I'm super, super grateful to be one of the people who gets to like do what I love to do every day, and I get to feel like I make a really good impact, and I work with a really, really cool bunch of kids. But other than that, my life revolves around, like, life for me is complete if I've got my dog. Dog, I think my husband would get upset. Like, they would say, I want to go dog husband or husband dog, but you know, husband dog.
I'll back that though.
Husband dog. Yeah, life is pretty much work, which I love.
So what made you like? So what sort of made you go into that though?
I think like it's strange because someone actually asked me this weekend. I was on a camp with the group that I work with and with the leadership group, and one of the kids actually asked me like, you know, Jade, why do you do this? Why do you run this program for us? And I think for me, like, and he said to me, like, did you always know that this is what you wanted to do? And I was that person, like, you know, at school, sometimes people go like, oh, what do you want to be when you finish school? What do you want to study? And I can honestly say that I never knew. I was never that person who was like, I want to be this or I want to be that.
I hate that in you. Like, I
can't
hate
give
that.
You I could never give you,
yeah.
like, you know, some people, they know I'm going to be a accountant or I'm going to be a vet or I'm going to be a whatever. Like, I honestly never knew. I always just knew that I wanted to make an impact in some way, and I wanted whatever I did needed to be knowing that I was doing something good or something that could leave sort of like a mark somewhere someday. And I looked like when I was coming towards the end of high school and like going, okay, cool, what am I going to study? Kind of went like, how can I find something that like when did I need someone the most to be able to help me out? And I'm like, oh, that's when I was a teenager.
It's a powerful question, eh?
Yeah, you say like, when did you need someone the most?
Yes.
Like in your life?
Yes.
And for me, the answer was like mid-teens. Like when you're trying to figure out kind of like your place in the world. And so I was like, okay, cool. Well, if I needed someone at that point in my life, maybe someone else needs someone at that point in their life.
Okay.
And so that made me go, okay, cool. And so I went into studying psychology, and one semester in, I absolutely loved it. And I was like, okay, cool. This is it.
Dope.
And I ended up in non-profit by accident, but it's the best accident ever. And I like absolutely love it.
Yeah, that's really interesting. So where did you study?
So I was studying at Stellenbosch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So like playing hockey when you're at school, like you always, well, for me, I always looked at, okay, cool, where was the best varsity team? Who could I play for? That was, so for me it was always like I wanted to play for Marty's, and that was it. And so it was like, it wasn't even a question. I wanted to go to Stellenbosch right from the beginning. So I went to Stellenbosch, and then I did my postgrad, like I bounced all over.
Okay.
And yeah, it was something that I think I fell into, but like I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah. Exactly. That's so interesting. Like maybe a couple of like rapid fires. Like, is there, just say, favorite movie?
Oh, that's
or TV series.
Okay,
What should be
it's
into?
probably
I never know people. Yeah.
TV series. Probably I could watch Big Bang Theory all day.
Okay.
So I literally could watch it and watch it and watch it. So probably Big Bang Theory. Favorite movie is probably of all time. I love Armageddon. I've probably watched it like
Armageddon.
Yeah, like
Sure.
It's like old school.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I love Armageddon. I could say that I'm into a couple like rom-coms and that type of stuff, but
like we all are, but we don't admit it.
Yeah,
like,
you know, so maybe we should cut that part out. I don't know. I don't have like a real specific, but series wise, I love Big Bang Theory. I love Orange is the New Black.
Oh, yeah.
Those type of like, I could watch those all day. Anything funny or anything a little like against the grain. Like, but I'm also that, everyone says like I'm a bit of a unicorn. I haven't watched one episode of Game of Thrones, so I'm one of those people.
Well, it ended. I said this to people before, but it ended so like disappointingly. I feel
so
like
do I even want to waste my life? I don't know. So I know that if I do watch one episode, I'm gonna probably like lose 2 months of my life.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
I'm not sure if I'm ready for that. Just yet.
You just get emotionally attached, and then they just like.
And then they end it.
Off,
So I think I saved myself. From emotional turmoil, like everybody else. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Jade, thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time. Is there anything else you want to add?
No.
Okay, cool.
I think that's cool.
Thank you so much. Cool, I really appreciate it.
Lekker, Jade. Yeah.
I bet you it's not recording.